Hi students, today we are going to discuss some problems on system of particles and rotatory motion. Now see 10th one. A circular disk of radius 10 centimeter is free to rotate about an axis passing through its center. Moment of inertia is 1 by 2 pi kg meter square. A tangential force of 20 Newton acting on disk starting from rest. Then number of rotations by disk in 10 seconds is. Here first we know tau is equal I alpha, that is equal Fr. I value is given as 1 by 2 pi into alpha is equal force is 20 Newton into distance radius 10 centimeter means 10 into 10 power minus 2 meter. From this we get alpha value is 10 inverse 2. 2 into 2 pi. This is equal to 4 pi radian per second square. You know F is equal ut plus half at square in linear motion. In angular motion, rotatory motion we write theta is equal omega naught t plus half alpha t square. Okay. Here theta is equal omega naught means initial angular velocity. But starting the body is at rest. That's why this value becomes 0 plus half into alpha value is 4 pi into time t square. Time is 10 seconds, 10 square. You know theta can be written as 2 pi n is equal 2 pi into 100, 200 pi. From this we get n value is 100. So number of rotations by the disk is 100. The option B is correct. See 11th one. A ceiling fan is rotating at the rate of 3.5 rps. rps means revolutions per second. Its moment of inertia is 1.25 kg meter square. If current is switched off, the fan comes to rest in 5.5 seconds. The torque is. Okay. Here first we have to find the value of alpha. Alpha is nothing but omega 2 minus omega 1 by t. First omega 1 is, you have a formula theta by t. That means 2 pi n by t. Now 2 pi into number of rotations is 3.5 by revolutions per second. That means C value is 1. Now omega 1 is 7 pi. 7 into pi. That means 22 radian per second. Finally fan comes to rest. That means omega 2 becomes 0. In how many seconds? 5.5 seconds. T is equal to 5.5 seconds. We want to find torque value now. Torque tau is equal, you know, I into alpha. I into alpha is nothing but angular acceleration, the rate of change of angular velocity. That's why you write omega 2 minus omega 1 by t. All these values substitute here. I value is given as 1.25 into omega 2 0 minus omega 1 is 22 by time is 5.5. This is minus 4 and this is nothing but alpha also negative retardation. That's why totally it is positive. This is 4. 4 into 1.25 is 5 Newton meter. So torque is 5 Newton meter. Option B is correct. And next 12th one. A thin rod of mass L and length L is bent into a circular ring. The expression for moment of inertia of ring about its diameter axis. You know the moment of inertia of ring about its diameter I is equal to m square by 2. This is expression for moment of inertia. Here the term is in L m, not R. That's why replace the value of R first. Here it is a condition. The rod is bent in the form of a circular ring. So initial length is L. Now it is bent in the form of circular ring. So here L is equal to 2 pi r. 2 pi r nothing but perimeter of the circle. From this write r value as L by 2 pi. Substitute here r value. Now m by 2 into r square. R square means L square by 4 pi square. So finally we get ml square by 8 pi square. This is I value. So option C is correct. See next one. The moment of inertia of a solid sphere about an axis passing through its center is 0.8 kg meter square. The moment of inertia of another solid sphere whose mass is same, that means mass is constant here, but density is 8 times to first, that means rho 2 is equal 8 into rho 1. So density of second one is 8 times to the first one, that means rho 2 is equal 8 into rho 1 about an axis passing through its center in kg meter square. So here we find the moment of inertia of another solid sphere, that means I2 is equal question mark. I1 is given as I1 is equal 0.8 kg meter square. Now we find I2 value. Okay. For that write I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square in the case of solid sphere about an axis passing through its center. Here m is constant, that's why I proportional to r square first. From density rho is equal mass per unit volume. Okay, mass per volume formula for solid sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Here mass is constant, so we write rho proportional to 1 by r cube. Okay, now r proportional to 1 by rho power 1 by 3. Now here we write instead of r square, write 1 by rho power 2 by 3 from this. Okay, r proportional to 1 by rho power 1 by 3. I proportional to r square, from that write 1 by rho power 2 by 3. Now I2 by I1 is equal inversely proportional, therefore rho 1 by rho 2 whole power 2 by 3. Now I2 by I1 value is 0.8 is equal rho 1 by rho 2, that means rho 1 by rho 2 value is 8 rho 1 whole power 2 by 3. Here rho 1 cancel 1 by 8. This can be written as 1 by 2 cube. So finally we get 1 by 4. Finally I2 is equal 0.8 by 4 is equal 0.2 kg meter square. Option B is correct. Next one. Two circular plates of radii in the ratio 1:2. What is given? R1 by R2, radius ratio 1 by 2, are cut and removed from a metal sheet. So the two circular plates are cut from same metallic sheet. That's why their density is constant. They are made up of this same material. And uniform thickness also. Thickness T is constant. The ratio of moment of inertia about axis perpendicular to planes of plates passing through their center. So I want I1 by I2 is equal how much? So we find the ratio of moment of inertia about axis passing through its center, which is perpendicular to the plane. Okay, now I proportional to mr square. Actually the moment of inertia about an axis perpendicular to the plane for a disk is I is equal mr square by 2. So that's why you write I proportional to mr square. Mass is density into volume. So density rho into volume means here disk is there. Volume of the disk is area of cross section pi r square into thickness. So this is density into volume is equal mass into what is here r square. Here I proportional to rho is constant, same material, I constant, thickness also constant by the problem. So finally we get I proportional to R power 4. Now I1 by I2 is equal R1 by R2 whole power 1 whole power 4. R1 by R2 is given as 1 by 2 whole power 4. This is 1 by 60. So option C is correct. Now see another problem. Two lead spheres. So both spheres have same material. That's why density rho is constant first. Have volumes in the ratio 1:n. Volumes ratio are given V1 by Vt is equal 1 by n. The ratio of their moment of inertia about their diameters as axis. I want find ratio of moment of inertia. I1 by I2 is equal question mark. You know I proportional to m square. Okay. Here I proportional to mass can be written as density into volume. Density into volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube into r square. This is equal to I proportional to rho constant 4 by 3 constant. Finally r power 5. I proportional to r to the power of 5. But the condition is given as V1 by V2 is equal 1 by n. This is equal to 4 by 3 pi r1 cube by 4 by 3 pi r2 cube. Finally we get r1 by r2 whole cube. From this write r1 by r2 value as 1 by n power 1 by 3. Okay. If r1 by r2 whole cube is 1 by n, then r1 by r2 is 1 by n power 1 by 3. Now from this write I1 by I2 value is R1 by R2 whole power 5. Now R1 by R2 is 1 by n power 1 by 3 whole power 5. So finally we get 1 by n power 5 by 3. So option C is correct. Okay. Next, if the radius of Earth shrinks by 0.2%, this means 0.2% means 0.2 by 100. This is equal to change in radius by original radius, delta r by r. Shrink means radius decreases, that's why take negative. So the given term is delta r by r is equal minus 0.2 by 100. Okay, without change in its mass. Mass is constant here. Then the percentage change in its angular velocity is. That means delta omega by omega into 100 is how much? Okay, the percentage change in angular velocity means delta omega by omega into 100. First we write the relation between omega and radius. We know in the case of rotation of the earth, angular momentum L is equal constant. That means I omega is equal constant. I omega is equal to constant. Earth is a solid sphere. So instead of I write 2 by 5 mr square. I value is 2 by 5 into mr square into omega is equal constant. Now here mass is constant, 2 by 5 is constant. Now write the relation between omega and r. Omega proportional to 1 by r square. That means r power minus 2. Right. Here both are inversely proportional. If radius shrinks, that means decreases, omega angular velocity increases. So option A or B is right. A or B increases. How much amount, that will you find now. Okay, now omega proportional to r power minus 2. Now take logarithm on both sides and then differentiate. Finally we get delta omega by omega is equal minus 2 into delta r by r. Now both sides multiplied by 100. This is nothing but percentage change in angular velocity. Now minus 2 into delta r by r value is minus 0.2 by 100 into 100. So 100 get cancelled. Minus 2 into minus 0.2 is equal plus 0.4%. Plus means increases. That's why option A is correct. Next, see next one. Two identical discs. Identical means their radius or same thickness is same. Are placed over the other and both are rotating about a common axis to their co-centers and normal to their plane at an angular velocity omega. If the upper disk is suddenly removed, the angular velocity of the other disk. Here, external torque is 0. That's why the angular momentum is constant. I1 omega 1 is equal to I2 omega 2. Okay. Here I is equal to m into r square. Initially, two disks are placed one over another. That means total mass 2m into r square, radius square, into omega 1 is initially angular velocity is omega, is equal, in second case, upper disk is suddenly removed. Then mass is only m. The radius doesn't change, m r square, into omega 2. I want to find angular velocity of other disk, omega 2. Both sides m r square get cancelled. Omega 2 is equal to omega. So option C is correct. See next one. A water bucket of mass small m is revolved in a vertical circle with the help of rope of length arc. If the velocity of bucket at the lowest point is root of 7 gr, then the velocity and tension in the rope at highest point are. See here, this is a vertical circle of radius r. This is also r. Here it is upper point and this is lowest point. When the water bucket revolves here, its velocity is given at lowest point is VL is root of 7 gr. Now I want to find velocity of the bucket at highest point. VH is equal to how much? And also find the tension at the highest point. First find VH value. From V square minus U square is equal to AS. When the bucket comes from highest point to lowest point, initial velocity, final velocity. That means VL square minus VH square is equal to 2 into instead of A, put G value into S value, displacement. What is the displacement between highest and lowest points? 2r. Okay. Now you know VL value is root of 7 gr. VL square is 7 gr minus VH square is equal to 4 gr. From this we can find the VH value under root of root 3 gr. So option A is correct. Also find tension value at the highest point. Okay. This is for velocity at the highest point. Now we find a tension value. You know, tension always towards its center. When we see at highest point, the tension is towards center. That means vertically downwards. Okay, this is say T1. And you know, weight of the body mg also vertically downwards. And in upward direction there is a centrifugal force. So now the body is in equilibrium at highest point. That's why forces are balanced. T1 plus mg, total downward force is equal total upward force, that is only one, centrifugal force. Now T1 is equal Fc minus mg. You know Fc value mv square by r minus mg. Here v is the velocity at the highest point, Vh. Now this is equal m by r into Vh square is 3gr minus mg. So r get cancelled. 3mg minus mg is equal to 2mg. So this is the tension at the highest point. So that's why option A is correct. Okay, next one. when a solid cylinder is rolling on a level ground at a speed of 4 meter per second. The kinetic energy is 120 joule, then mass of cylinder is. Okay, kinetic energy for rolling body, you know, Ke is equal half mv square of 1 plus k square by r square. K is the radius of gyration. Okay. Now, for a cylinder, when it rolls, its axis is like this. By this axis, its moment of inertia I is equal to mr square by 2. Okay, the moment of inertia about this axis for a cylindrical body I is equal to mr square by 2. Generally, I is, you know, mk square, where k is the radius of gyration. From this, write k square by r square is equal to 1 by 2. Put k square by r square is 1 by 2 here. And also Ke is 120 is equal to half into mass m into v square. Velocity is given as 4. 4 square. The 1 plus k square by r square is 1 by 2. From this, 120 is equal m into 16 by 2, 8. So this is 3 by 2. 4, 4 3 is 12. So m is equal finally 10 kg. Okay, option B is correct. Now see last one here. A solid sphere is projected up along an inclined plane from its bottom with a velocity 2.8 meter per second. Okay, so that it rolls upwards. If the inclined plane makes an angle 30 with the horizontal, the sphere can roll to a maximum height. First of all, say this is an inclined plane which makes an angle theta 30 degree. Okay. Now the solid sphere is projected upwards with some velocity u. Okay. So that it moves upwards and reaches the maximum height. What is the maximum height now? H value we'll find out now. You know here the rolling body kinetic energy K is equal to half mv square of 1 plus k square by r square. Here half mv square into 1 plus k square by r square for solid sphere is, you know, I is equal to, for solid sphere, 2 by 5 mr square. Generally I is written as mk square. From this, k square by r square is 2 by 5. Put k square by r square is 2 by 5 here. Now we get half mv square into 7 by 5. This is equal to 7 mv square by 10. This is total kinetic energy when it is projected. When it reaches to maximum height, this energy converted into potential energy. That's why here 7 mv square by 10 is equal to mgh. Okay, both sides mm get cancelled. Now what is the h value? H is 7v square by 10 into g. 7 into v square, velocity as given as 2.8. 2.8 into 2.8 by 10 into g value 9.8. Finally we get h value is 0.56 meter. Okay, option D is correct.